Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're in the broadcast world, you know that your job is all about creativity, speed, and connecting with your audience. Well, today, we're diving into a technology that's set to turbocharge all three, generative AI. Let's get into how this incredible tool is completely changing the game. Now, this is just the beginning. We're actually kicking off a full 20-part series breaking down a really comprehensive report on generative AI from Virtualization Options LLC. So for this first part, we're going to start with the basics. What exactly is this stuff? And more importantly, what does it mean for you? Okay, first things first, I want you to think of generative AI not as some scary, complicated piece of tech, but as your new co-pilot. Seriously, it's like having a tireless assistant right there in the booth with you, ready to help draft scripts, brainstorm fresh ideas for a segment, or summarize a ton of research in seconds. And that's because, at its core, generative AI isn't here to replace you, not even close. It's designed to be a creative partner, something that can amplify the amazing work you're already doing every single day. So what is it really? Well, to put it simply, generative AI is a special kind of artificial intelligence that doesn't just find information, it actually creates it. It can cook up completely new original content. We're talking text for ad copy, killer ideas for your morning show, even audio, all by learning patterns from just massive amounts of data. And that brings us to a super important point. You've got to understand, this creative partner is totally different from the software tools you're probably using right now. Let's just break that down. On one side, you have traditional software, right? Like your scheduling program. It just follows a set of rigid rules. A search engine, it just pulls up stuff that already exists. But generative AI, it's a creator. It actually understands the context of what you're asking for and generates a totally original response just for you. It's not just filling in a template. It's helping you build something brand new, right from scratch. So how does this co-pilot actually, think? How does it create all this stuff? Let's take a quick peek under the hood. No engineering degree required, I promise. This quote from the report really nails it. The AI isn't just doing some fancy copy and paste job, not at all. It's analyzed so much human language that it's developed this incredibly deep structural understanding of how words, ideas, and context all fit together. Think of it as a pattern recognizing machine on a mind-boggling scale. The engine that drives all of this is something called a large language model. You'll hear people call it an LLM. Just think of it like a giant digital brain that's been trained on a library the size of the entire internet. We're talking billions of articles, books, and conversations. That massive training is where all its knowledge comes from. And the way it works is actually pretty simple. First, it goes through that huge training phase we just talked about. Then, when you give it a command or a prompt, it moves on to input processing, where it figures out what you really want. Step 3 is where the magic happens, generation. It literally predicts the best possible response, one word after another. And finally, you get the output, all ready for you to check out and fine-tune. And that versatility, that's what makes this technology such a game changer for a radio station. This isn't just a tool for your on-air talent or your producers, it's for everybody. I mean, just think about it. The exact same AI that's helping your news director get the background on a breaking story can also help an ad sales rep whip up a killer proposal for a new client. It can help your program director spot new music trends, help a compliance officer sift through station logs, or give a talk show host 5 amazing new ideas for tomorrow's show. It's like a Swiss Army knife for the entire operation. But just like any powerful tool, whether it's your broadcast console or the station van, you have got to know the user manual. And that means you have to understand its limitations. Okay, the single biggest limitation you need to get your head around is something called a hallucination. This is when the AI creates information that sounds totally believable, and it says it with 100% confidence, but it's just plain wrong. It isn't lying on purpose, it's just confidently predicting a pattern that happens to be incorrect. Imagine it creating a detailed quote from a local mayor about an event that never even happened. It's that convincing, and that's what makes it so dangerous if a human isn't checking the work. So for us in broadcasting, this means there are some non-negotiable ground rules. The AI can't verify breaking news by itself. It can and will hallucinate sometimes. It has no idea about the specific quirks of your local market unless you feed it that context. And this is the big one. It cannot and it should never replace human editorial judgment, your ethical compass, or the unique voice and personality of your station. So, here's the bottom line. AI is here to augment what you do, to make you better and faster, not to replace you. Think of it as a research assistant, a brainstorming partner, a first draft machine. But you, the broadcast professional, You are always the final editor. You're the fact checker. You are the gatekeeper of what goes out over your airwaves. Period. So we've seen that AI is an incredibly powerful partner, but its real value comes down to one thing: your instructions. It only does what you tell it to do, which leads to the big question, right? How do you ask the right questions to get the best possible results? Well, that is exactly what we are going to cover in our next explainer. I'll see you then.